clothed in majesty, and all the earth rejoiced.
Before I got saved, I was just one miserable person. I'd come to church every service and sit back and just wonder when God was going to save me. Knowing that I should have just made the move myself, I was waiting on God to push me out of my seat, I guess. I was just miserable day in and day out, and then Christine Stewart asked me one day to take my walk to the altar and to meet Jesus. And I did, and I'm so thankful that I did. And you know, when I went to that altar, I knew I should have done it years ago. You know, there's no time like today, so I did it that day. And after I got saved, God put me on this spiritual mountain. I was just up on top of this mountain. I thought nobody could touch me, you know. And I lived that way for a while, and then God would just put people in my path that were unsaved that I could witness to. That was a fantastic feeling, just to let people know what God had done for me and gave me a new life. Since then, I've talked to people that's gotten saved since then, and hopefully it's something that I said to them. As long as they met God and got saved, that's the main thing. And you know, but I did go down in the little valley, and I thought, you know, the devil just kept beating me up and telling me, you're not saved and you're not saved. But I knew deep down I was. I just prayed that much harder, and I know that God has blessed me and He's answered prayer for me and taken care of my family, and I'm just so thankful to have Jesus in my life today.
Well, I'd have to say that I've known Christ, or about Christ, all my life. My parents or my mom always took me to church, so I always knew about Him, and I would say that I knew what life was like, you know, with Him per se in church. As I became a teenager, I noticed that, you know, my life, I was always looking for things, looking for something to fill my life, fill a void, you know, just searching for things. When I found God, I say the first time, was at a teen camp, and you know, I found Him and I changed immediately. I wanted to make good choices. I wanted to live for Him. I wanted to read my Bible and be around people that were Christians as well. And then I kind of got older, went to college, and I have to say that my choices then affected my walk with Christ negatively. I didn't do the things that I had been taught that I had promised Him that I would do. But once I graduated from college and got married, I started realizing that, you know, the thing that I'd learned about God, that I started missing, that I was empty inside, and that Jamie and I needed something, or especially me, and to be a good wife. So we started coming back to church, and I rededicated my life to Christ. And it was happy, and everything was good. You know, my life was going well. I'd become what I felt like God had called me to become as a nurse. And we were in church, our kids were doing well, and then a sickness entered our family, and I really questioned about my life with God. I really questioned whether He was all that He promised that He would be, the comforter, the all-healing, you know, just the wonderful Prince of Peace that, you know, He promises to be. It's been the last little bit since probably my dad passed away that I really questioned whether my life was any different with God in it, because I saw my dad come to know Christ, which was wonderful, and then I lost him a few years after that. But since that, and since, you know, really getting, I guess, down to the nitty-gritty with God, I found that He does really care about me, and that He can give me the comfort that I need. And I would say now my life with Him is filled with hope and peace, a peace that passes any kind of understanding that I am able to have humanly, and it's just better.